Coming all the way from Dominican Republic, you see the red, white, and blue, but it's a different flag. Again, from Dominican Republic, Jardu Metal Dom. Next in tires, Toyota Racing, Toyota GT86. It is Jonathan Castro. From the 808 to 702, I say it all the time, but he's from Hawaii, now residing in Las Vegas. He gets nuts, so if you have a nut allergy, steer clear. He's throwing the shock up. He is the one and only Forrest Wing. Adding some more international flair, the only 10-cylinder vehicle out here on the grid in the Oracle Light and Achilles Radial Dodge Viper. It is Dean Carnage Carney. Next up in the LS Edelbrock Supercharged Hankook Tires Doc X S14, the relentless one, Jeff Jones. Look at that, he's running 909, he's holding true, 951, whatever you want to call it. He's in the Nissan-powered, RB-powered S14 on Federal Tires. It is Ryan Littrell. All right. If you're from Long Beach, this is your man you're picking. He is from right here in Long Beach, California. He is built to apex in the top one. Next in tires, Mazda MX-5, Kyle the Menace Mohan. Your winner from last year and last night in the Falcon Tires Drift Cabe Black Tracks Performance S14.5, the beast from the Bay, 777, Matt Field. Next up, 144 in Juca Racing, Hankook Tires, BC Racing. He resides in Florida, but he is Little Tex. He's small, but he carries a big V8 under the hood. Little Tex, Nate Hamilton. All right, some more Finnish flair. No matter what, he always finished because he's from Finland. He is in the 2JZ powered S15 from Finland. He is Juha Rittinen. Second place last night, as well as second place in round one of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. He is IMR Inca Madness Racing BMW. He is on Nitto Tires. It is Alex Hilbrun. And last but definitely not least, 2014 Formula Drift Champion, the Achilles Radial ESSA Autosports BMW. It is Michael ESSA. Make some noise! Streets of Long Beach, we are ready to do battle. Are you ready to send it? Make some noise! Motegi Racing Superjet Challenge is about to ensue here at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Just an FYI, this is open practice, just warming things up. This is individual runs. If this is your first time seeing drifting, again, this is open practice. We'll get to head-to-head competition here momentarily. Again, these guys are just warming up their tires, making sure their cars are up to snuff. Head-to-head competition begins momentarily. Right now, it's open practice for the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge, Trent Beecham.
5 more minutes of practice here at the Motegi Super Drift. Just 5 more minutes before we start the first round in the top 16 here at the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge.
Limits are meant to be pushed. It's the only way progress is made. Some prefer to pace themselves. But I choose to floor it. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
Oh, wow. You're Kyle Busch.
Yeah, hi.
And that is the new Nas Rowdy drink?
That's it.
Can I get a picture?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Get rowdy. Hello, drifting fans, and again, thank you and for joining us out here at the Formula Drift Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. I'm Jared Deanna. Ryan Sage is here with me. We're also going to get some insight from Ryan Lantaine, one of the three judges. If you've never seen drifting before, Ryan Sage, maybe break down what they're going to be seeing here this evening.
Well, this is the second half of a two-part event started last night where we had a top 16 competition with Matt Field taking the win. And whereas before we have qualifying on Friday, now we have two top 16 competitions, so we'll see yet another winner here tonight. And we will be using this beautiful downtown Long Beach course as the backdrop. So we've got 8 battles in the top 16, then whittle down to the Great 8, the Final 4, and then the final. And the positions were actually chosen by random computer generation, so the guys don't know who they're going up against when they come in this morning. And once we get through the drivers' meeting, they know who they're pitted up against in the very first round. So drifting, as we know, is unlike any other motorsports in the world. It's not how fast you get from point A to point B, but it is based off of judging criteria where the 3 judges we have up here are looking at line, angle, and style, and also the way that they initiate, and all those factors are put into a hopper, and at the end, the driver that did the criteria to its best ability in the lead and the chase run, as the judges evaluate both the leads and both the chases, will be your winner in the competition.
And the wind has been an element throughout today as we're getting our water bottles and everything blown off here, but it's actually going to be a critical tool for us here this evening, as it's going to be Mother Nature's Zamboni, because these cars, as you've seen, have created a lot of smoke, but the wind is going to clear it out very quickly. And last night we saw it here under the lights that you couldn't even see turn 11 here on this whole, IndyCar track. So tonight it's going to clear it out. We're going to see the entirety of the track. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's a really exciting course, and there's certainly a lot of challenges. You have a course where you're driving wall to wall and asking these drivers to basically break the grip loose. Becomes very challenging and potentially treacherous for those drivers, especially they're using these cars for the competition that goes from April to November. So wrecking it into the wall one time here tonight can definitely put a hamper on you. But they're out here not only to try and take home the victory and show off in front of you fans here in Long Beach, but also worldwide on the live stream, but they're also getting some valuable track time, and every driver that does well here tonight will receive a nice little paycheck.
Yeah, $25,000 purse over 2 days here this weekend here at the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. Previous years, I mean, shoot, we've been coming here for quite some time. Thank you for having us, the Long Beach Grand Prix Association, and Dwight and Jim and the whole gang there. So thank you for their whole staff and their crew for having us be part of it, because I mean, we've really integrated ourselves properly, and I think a lot of fans stick around. But it used to be just demos, right? And now it turned into a competition, and now this year we've decided let's do 2 competitions. So $25,000 purse over 2 days, so $12,500 collected for 1 day. So Matt Field was the big winner last night. On paper, you know, it could be anybody because that's the beauty of drifting. I mean, the car, you have so many things that really need to line up in order to win, and our first battle's on deck.
Well, these are really amazing vehicles that these drivers have built. These are stock chassis vehicles with the highest horsepower of any stock chassis vehicle in the world, essentially. We've got cars that have well over 1,000 horsepower, some near 1,200 horsepower, and they're using tires that you can basically buy directly from any store. So it really is testing the products they use on the vehicle and showing just the technical prowess and the development of these vehicles to do the amazing things that they do and drive at the speed that they do near those walls. And so we're going to have a great competition on our hands here tonight.
It captures the last lap of every race. It's the fundamentally the thing you want to do in any rental car or supercar, whether it be, you know, again, if it's a Ferrari or a Ford Mustang or a Toyota GT86, and these guys do a great job. So we're ready to send it here. This is the top 16. We'll whittle down to the grade 8. We have 2 buys, and when I say buy, meaning the bracket style. We have 2 drivers that they basically got positioned where they advance onto the grade 8. We will not show those buy runs, but we'll see those 2 drivers. That is Jeff Jones and Dan Burkett, who will get the automatic buys advancing onto the grade 8. Our first battle here of the top 16 looks like it is Justin Pollock and Ryan Literal. Justin Pollock, he'll be piloting the Roush Performance Falcon Tires Ford Mustang. Ryan Literal in the NRG Innovations RB powered. So talking about a Nissan power plant under the hood of the S14. Now, this should be a fun one to watch. Justin Pollock, a very dynamic driver. He's in his FD Pro vehicle. Ryan Literal, a Pro 2 driver, so it should be fun to watch this. Here we go. JTP, Justin Pollock out front. Ryan Literal in the chase position, initiating into that first clipping zone right there on the touch and go. Now, under the bridge, nice job by JTP. Justin Pollock foregoing the touch and go. Now, get into that second outer zone. Here we go. You see him bringing it in. Ryan Literal, great proximity here. Can he keep the angle? A wide shoot there, but bringing it back in. So a good effort there by Ryan Literal and Justin Pollock up front. Come on, Long Beach. Let them know you're here. Make some noise. It's a beautiful Saturday evening here on the streets of Long Beach, Ryan.
Well, for those that are fans for the first time, what the lead driver is supposed to do here is drive out to that wall, which we call a touch and go, and then back to this wall, which is the first outer zone. Now, there's a second outer zone right there on that wall, and that's where the lead driver is supposed to be doing the best that he possibly can. So Justin started off really well as the lead driver, fulfilling most of the criteria there, but thankfully for Ryan Literal, he was hanging with him in terms of proximity, the distance between both cars. Now he will have an opportunity to be the lead driver and try to outmatch Justin as he will chase him down.
Justin Pollock, man, just looking at him, looking at how he's driving. As you said, this is critical. You know, this isn't part of our overall Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. Got to get those sponsors in there. But this is something where I think the drivers that utilize this track time are getting valuable track time and just getting acquainted. You know, it's just like going on a date with your girlfriend, going on a date with your bae, right? You just want to take her out to a nice dinner, show her what's up, and then just, you know, put it down. So again, these guys are having a good time with their vehicle. And they're going to basically get more seat time as they have a competition a couple weeks from now. Here we go. Ryan Literal out front, Justin Pollock in the chase position. Nice job by Literal, get out of touch and go. Good transition, but Justin Pollock right there on the door, Literal. As Literal gets out to the outside zone, Justin Pollock transitions in. Great execution by Pollock there. Really good, just letting Literal go and transition in front of him and then right back on the door. But Literal out front, that was an aggressive drive.
Well, if you can remember the first lead run by Justin Pollock, try to compare it here to Ryan Literal. He does get out to that touch and go pretty decently, and also that first outer zone. Now watch Justin in the chase position. He's really putting a lot of pressure here as Ryan Literal leaves that second outer zone. And then right here, diving in on the inside, getting that last little bit, trying to close the door, staying inches away from making contact, and doing a great job there in the chase position. So good run right there by both drivers, and now the judges will put in their results.
Ryan Literal, Justin Pollock, slide him left for Literal, right for Pollock. Brian, Ryan, and Andy, and there Brian says JTP and all of them. Oh, look at that, Andy saying one more time, but majority rules. Brian and Ryan saying JTP. Justin Pollock gets the win and advances on to the grade 8. Unfortunately, a great effort there by Ryan Little. I really liked his driving style. That was very aggressive, but Justin Pollock just having again, they'll compare the lead run versus lead run, chase run versus chase run, and, overall encompassing of what went down. So Justin Pollock advancing on to the Great 8. Next up, our next battle looks like it will be Matt Field and Alex Hilbrun. This is a duplicate. Oh, sorry, what's going on here? Oh, all right, so Trenton Beecham versus Michael Essa. Trenton Beecham versus Michael Essa. All right, Matt, we're hearing Matt Field has called the competition timeout as Trenton Beecham will lead. Michael Essa giving chase. Trenton in the Ford Mustang. Essa in the BMW. Does not get all the way out to that rear clipping zone. Michael Essa. Whoa, and just, look at that. Look at that. Round of applause. Look at that composure. Keeping it off the door, keeping the vehicles together. So Trenton rotates. Michael Essa parks it, avoiding some contact that could have been ugly there, Ryan Sage.
Well, it's a great bit of driving here by Michael Essa. Watch Trenton Beecham as he enters into the course here. He's going to get out to the touch and go, but not a lot of angle in the vehicle. Now Essa is going to keep him right in sights here. Now as Beecham leaves outer zone 2, which he's a bit off here, he's got a bit too much angle in the car. Essa sees it. He's able to make an adjustment and not cause any damage to his vehicle. So very good awareness there by Michael Essa in the chase position to know that Beecham was going to over-rotate. He's able to save the vehicle, and now he's got a pretty decent advantage in my eyes going into run number 2.
All right, so again, we are seeing the second half of this battle. Claims, here we go. So Trenton Beecham coming to a halt. He has that deficit to make up as he made that mistake. So Essa will have the advantage. Tell everybody you're out here at the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. It's an invitational, but if you want to see more of Formula Drift action, go to formuladee.com and check out more rounds. There are 7 rounds left. We make our way to Orlando. Pat Gooden in the building. So I call you Pat Gooden. Pat Mordaunt. Sorry, space. Pat Mordaunt in the building. How we doing, buddy? Patty Cakes, Juice Box, Awesome Possum. Shout out to you, bud. So again, go to formuladee.com. We have 7 rounds left as we make our way to Orlando, Atlanta, New Jersey, Texas, Seattle, and back here to Irwindale, California, as well as north of the border to St. Eustache and Montreal, Canada. You can watch every round of Formula Drift competition on the live stream. Go to formuladee.com, or better yet, download the app. You can go to Apple Store or Android, available for, again, both Droid and Apple products. Download the Formula Drift app for any and all updates as well as rewards. Jim, here we go as Michael Essa will lead. Trenton Beecham giving chase. Essa initiates. All the way out to the touch and go. Tapping the wall, shredding some bumpers. Here comes Essa. Woo! Michael Essa absolutely on fire right now in that Essa Autosports and Achilles radial tire covering the track. You can see the evidence in the air. All Michael Essa right there, Ryan.
Well, Mike Essa, after a big advantage, really just needs to lay down a solid run here. He has a little bit of trouble on initiation, but then right there, deep into that touch and go. Big smoke line here as he wraps into outer zone number 2. And right here, Beecham trying to close the door. Come into the last turn here, and this looks like it'll be a victory for Michael Essa as he'll move on into the Great 8.
All right, let's go ahead and do the duty. Michael Essa gets the win unanimously, and as you can see, it was just a dominant driving prowess by Michael Essa. As the Great Dane, full of strife, continues to do battle out here. Ryan Sage, I know you're a fan of Great Danes. Why are you such a fan of Great Danes? I mean, the dogs are big, but why are you a fan of Great Danes?
Well, they are insane to the brain.
Yeah. Yep. That's Alex Hilbrun heading back to the start line. And what's crazy about this battle, if you did not see last night, the final was Alex Hilbrun, that BMW, and now Matt Field coming into view there. These guys did battle last night in the finals. And it was one for the books, where unfortunately we had our camera go out. They went into the first turn. Hilbrun got on top of the front right corner of Matt Field, caused a lot of damage to Matt Field's car, but thanks to Sam's Autoland pulling that vehicle out, Hertretch in the building. John Chase, who else we got here? Is that John? Who else we got? All right, so again, it was Matt Field was down at Sam's Autoland, pulling the front fender out, or pulling the chassis. So these guys did battle last night, the strut tower, but it was that the whole front piece. That was insane. It wasn't necessarily just the strut tower, it was the whole member. Just drinking some broth and hanging out, getting frothy as we are ready to see last night's finals. The final two drivers do battle.
Well, no doubt, Jared, there will be an upset here for sure, because this is a battle that you would often see like we did last night,
yeah, it's true,
later on into the rounds. But a top 16 exit here for one of these two will mean no finals in the cards for them tonight, as Matt and Alex take stage one more time here, as you said, to see finals that we saw last night.
Matt Field will lead. This is a similar scenario to last night, where Matt Field led and Alex Hilbrun gave chase. And here we go. Matt Field initiates. Alex Hilbrun giving chase. Field getting out to the outside zone, transitioning into that first rear clipping zone. Alex Hilbrun right there into the second rear zone. Both these guys doing what they need to do, and there's Hilbrun. Field, a great lead run, and Hilbrun right there everywhere they went. It's going to come down to the second run, Ryan, but let's look at this first run with Field out front.
Well, good competitive start here for both drivers. You can see Matt initiating into the touch and go. Right there makes a slight adjustment as he gets into outer zone number one. You can see Hilbrun right there surging forward, then falls back just for a second. And then right here, looks like a little tiny contact there, or at least big time on the brakes, as Hilbrun tries to close the door on Field. Both drivers around that last inside clip and now headed back. They'll mix it up. Matt Field versus Alex Hilbrun.
All right, so who's going to get it? As Ryan Sage said it, my co-host, he talked about basically who, this is kind of an upset, or basically it's a spoiler for Field or Hilbrun, because this is the final we saw last night. And here we go. Alex Hilbrun leading. Matt Field giving chase. And Hilbrun initiates. Field is right there. Hilbrun getting way out to the outside zone. That first zone now transitioning. Whoa, Field applying the pressure. Hilbrun not phased, and then around that final clip, Hilbrun leads, Field gives chase. Claims being made, but who's gonna stake claim?
Well, you can see Matt Field taking that interesting approach there on the inside, making sure he stays close to Alex. Alex tries to get out that touch and go, not all the way there, but much better job on outer zone number 1. Pretty deep into outer zone 2 there. Matt not letting him get away, maintaining pressure around that last inside clip as both drivers wrap around. Very competitive battle here in the top 16.
Results are in. Who's going to advance on as Matt Field? Is it going to come to a stop, or is Alex Hilbrun going to advance on? And Hilbrun gets Brian's judge, and Ryan says one more time, Alex Hilbrun upsets Matt Field 2-1, and Matt Field will not repeat from last night and last year. Matt Field's action comes to a halt. Quickly, a screeching of the brakes, and Alex Hilbrun advances on to the Great 8. So, he got second place last night, but now it seems that he bested the gentleman that got him last night, as they had quite a tussle last night between the fiberglass and metal being bent, but Matt Field parks it for tonight. Well, the sun's setting, the temperatures are dropping, but the track stays hot. Thanks for joining us out here in the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. A beautiful day here. Next up, Juha Rintanen and Jonathan Castro. Jonathan Castro unable to run last night. He had some engine issues, but looks like the Purdue Metal Dom Toyota GT86 on Nexen tires is ready to do battle. So we are going to be seeing Juha Rintanen, the Finland driver. He will be leading. Jonathan Castro will be giving chase. And here we go. That is Juha Rintanen out front. Oh, Juha, big angle there. Jonathan Castro. Big angle from him and just giving him, wow, great composure by Castro. I really liked what Castro did there. You saw Juha really throw it in, but Castro kept his composure, he kept his angle, and gave himself a little bit of safe distance here. This is pretty exciting.
Well, here's Juha on initiation here. Castro chasing him down as Juha comes up a little bit short on that touch and go. Better job on outer zone 1. Now, big angle in the car there. You can see surging forward is Jonathan Castro. Castro having to go and make some major repairs on his vehicle yesterday, taking it off-site. Looks like it's all ironed out at this point, but now he's got an opportunity to take the lead as Juha Rintanen will chase him down.
So now Jonathan Castro will be out front. With Yuha giving chase. Man, beautiful sunset, great day. The wind clearing out the smoke, which is a great tool for not only you, the fans, to see all the action, but definitely for the judges. Turn 11 of this Toyota Grand Prix Long Beach track. Very difficult to see last night with the smoke and the lights. So it's a great tool to get our eyes in the sky. Here we go, Castro out front. Initiates. Yuha with a late initiation there, rolling into it. Castro getting out of the touch go. Yuha, a big mistake there as Castro out to the the second clipping zone. Jonathan Castro, a quick bobble there.
Well, some clear car issues here for Juha Rintanen. Right on outers, or rather the touch and go there. You can see he shuts the car down, unable to finish through. Now Jonathan Castro does need to finish this run in its entirety past the finish line, which is, here's the inside clip, and the finish line is right around that area. Now he has a big bobble there, so we'll have to see how the judges take that into consideration. He does need to finish the run in its entirety without having an incomplete run, which would either be spinning out, straightening, or one of the other definitions of an incomplete run. So this could get a little interesting here, but nonetheless, Juha having some problems in the chase position that seemed much more significant on the face of it.
Let's go to the judges, Castro and Juha Rintanen. And there it is, Jonathan Castro gets the win and advances on. All right, so Ryan Lontaine, our judges here, and take a look at that. Jonathan Castro, a good effort there, but Lontaine, if we could get some insight from you. Juha, a big mistake there, but truth be told, so did Castro have a mistake there at the end.
Yeah, so what we do in this situation is, because they both zeroed out independently on the same run.
Incomplete run.
Incomplete run. We do revert back to the original run that we can score. So we look at both their lead and chase in that position, and we're going to look at which one did better. So we are kind of comparing apples to oranges a little bit, but we are able to look at who did a better job in either position, and we can make a call based on that.
Right on. Well, thank you for the insight, Ron Lontaine, one of our 3 Formula Drift judges. Dean Carnage Carney, Little Tex, Nate Hamilton. How are we doing out there? Caitlin Lau in the building, just hanging out, staying warm, eating licorice alongside many other Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge fans. How are we doing out there, Long Beach? Make some noise real quick, if you will. Sticking around, hardcore fans, enduring the cold. Woo! Thank you so much for hanging out. It's, I mean, we've had just the craziest winter here, and it's going to be warming up here just a little bit. Talking about a Dodge Viper of the Oracle Lighting, Achilles Radial Dodge Viper, and Little Tex Nate Hamilton, Njuku Racing, BC Racing. S13.4, he will be chasing down the Dodge Viper. Here we go, Dean out front, Nate Hamilton in the chase position. Initiating, Dean Carnage Carney, Nate Hamilton. Dean out to the touch and go, Nate Hamilton. Wow, Dean exploded his back wing. Dean Carney with the one-time use only wings. I mean, he has got to have a surplus of wings. Ryan Sage.
Well, that was pretty exciting as you see Dean entering the course here with Nate Hamilton right behind him. Dean's going to get out to this touch and go right there and then back around to this first outer zone. Boom, right there, explodes the wing, bounces off Hamilton's car, but Dean stays right in it, no effect on his line. Goes a little bit long here coming out of that second outer zone, but a very exciting lead run for Dean as Nate Hamilton did the best he could to chase him down. You can see right here once again as we go back to this first outer zone in slow-mo right there, just catches the wing right into Nate's car, shrapnel on the track, and then Nate right there is on a tighter line, not following Dean, so he's going to definitely get a few points knocked off there, but Dean out front, very solid.
Here we go, Nate Hamilton, Dean Carnage Carney. Nate Hamilton will lead Dean Carnage Carney giving chase. Nate Hamilton, he has the LS, the V8 under the hood of his S13. Dean Carney, the only 10-cylinder out here, SRT10, Dodge Viper. All right, Hamilton crawls out of the chicane. What's he gonna throw down? A very late entry there from Dean Carney. Whoa, Little Tex, all the way out to the touch and go. Ping pongs into the first rear clipping zone. Filling the second outer zone is Hamilton, and Kearney now closes that gap, and around that final clip, a great lead run there by Little Tex, Nate Hamilton.
Well, let's take a look at this one more time here. Both drivers finishing up their run. And you can see right here, Dean lets Nate get away just a little bit after initiation. We've seen a lot of drivers take that little bit of that inside line to make sure that they don't, and Nate does a great job right there on outer zone 1 and the touch and go. Now Dean's starting to close the door a little bit here as Nate off the throttle for a second into that deceleration area, and then right there through the finish line, Dean closes the door there. So good run by both guys, the exploding wing, and a nice solid lead by Nate Hamilton.
So an interesting run there from both the guys, but man, Nate Hamilton throwing down a very solid run. Nate Hamilton, Dean Carnage Carney, here we go. Slide him left for Hamilton, right for Dean Carney. There's a one more time, and Ryan says Hamilton, and he says one more time. They are going at it again. Joined up here by a special guest, 2015, right?
Yes.
2015 Formula Drift champion. You looked at me like I said the wrong year. 2015 Formula Drift champion. You're up here last night, and I'll get some more words with you. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Frederick, great to see you back up here. Are you bummed to not be driving?
I am, absolutely. You know, it's pretty hard sitting up here watching these guys rip out there and not being a part of it. But, you know, I'm a drift fan. I love watching as well. So definitely great to be out here in Long Beach.
And last night you were talking about it, you know, just seeing these guys. Are you taking mental notes, or even your team owner, Papadakis Racing, are you taking physical notes on what these guys are doing out here? Let's just call it what it is.
Yes and no. You know, we're always scoping out the competition, you know, seeing what guys are doing and, you know, trying to learn from them. But I think today it's more about enjoying the atmosphere. And, you know, this is a unique opportunity. A lot of these guys are here, you know, getting this bonus round in before our next actual championship round in Orlando. And
That's a
you
great
know,
way of looking at it. Bonus round, right? Like I
Exactly.
was talking about, it's kind of like taking your girl on a date and you kind of go out for dinner and kind of sure what's up, and then bang, you're gonna, you know, do your thing. So, but this is you're kind of you're working out the kinks, because in just weeks we have Orlando, which is round 2. Are you looking forward to Orlando? I mean, you got second. No, you won last year in Orlando.
Yeah, we won last year, and that was, you know, a pretty crazy round for us, and, you know, we're definitely trying to back that up this year. But this year is going to be pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Last weekend was fantastic out here, some amazing driving from, you know, the returning champions and as well as the new guys. And drifting is growing at a really fast pace, so, you know, I'm just holding on and trying to do my best.
Shut up. Oh, it's just good. Come on, dude. Just hit me with it. Put some stank
All right,
on
I
it.
want to beat everyone. How about
There
that?
you go. Attaboy. There's the Norwegian hammer we're looking for. There you go. Yeah, let's feed him some more Tecates and we'll party. All joking aside, you know, last night, man, it came down to that final. Matt Field, Alex Hilbrun, did you think were those the guys that kind of on paper looked like the guys to beat? Because, I mean, you have a lot of pro cars out here, including, you know, Justin Pollock, you know, Mohan.
Yeah, I think last night showed how crazy drifting can be, because Matt barely made it out of top 16, but then he put on a clinic from then on, and, you know, I think the 2 best guys ended up in the finals last night, and with a new start position being drawn today, you had the 2 top finishers from yesterday trying to take each other out in top 16.
Right out of the gate.
Only one would move on, and that was Alex, and we'll see who ends up getting it tonight.
Yeah, yeah. You look pained right now.
I love this, you know. This is you know, best night.
This is nice weather compared to Ski Norway.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it. I hail from Norway, but I spent, you know, half my time here in California now, and
this is now cold for you.
I guess so.
You have your, you know, we were talking last night about Toyota and their involvement with your program. We'll get to that just here after the break. A longtime sponsor of the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, and you know, it's just a cool thing to see so many different kinds of motorsports out here at the Grand Prix. And again, you being a Norwegian, drifting, you know, let's call it what it is, a far removed place from here, and here we are now having this conversation. It's pretty wild.
It is, and you know, I grew up in the snow, you know, these mountain roads, and, you know, trying to learn the basics. And my grandma taught me how to pull the e-brake. No kidding. And
right,
now,
yeah.
you know, being able to do it here in downtown Long Beach, it's been a pretty cool journey.
Yeah, it's been pretty rad. So, all right, so our next battle here, we'll get some insight here from Frederick Osbo, former Formula Drift champion 2015. Kyle Mohan, Forrest Wang. Kyle Mohan hails from right here in Long Beach, California. The built to Apex Nexen tires Mazda MX-5. And Forrest Wang in his S14. Our next battle on deck. Again, Kyle Mohan, Forrest Wang. The rotary, any rotary fans out there? The Mazda MX-5. And then you got the Toyota 2JZ under the hood of Forrest Wang. Here we go, and what is going on here? So Forrest Wang continues through the course. All right, so Forrest Wang continues through the course. We are hearing that Kyle Mohan, unfortunately, is having some issues. So Forrest Wang in the Get Nuts Laboratory S14. Looks like that will be it for Kyle Mohan. Man, just such a, Kyle Mohan, just really some tough breaks. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
such a bummer. You
Yeah,
know,
it
Kyle
sucks to
Mohan,
see that.
he's kind of, you know, the spirit of drifting. He really embodies that spirit.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely tough to see that, you know, guys going out there putting it all on the line and not being able to even start the run, you know. It takes so much to even get here, and we put so much effort and heart into even, you know, showing up, and we want to put down a good show for those 20 seconds, and when it doesn't happen, it's grueling. But we know, you know, Kyle will be back out there in Orlando, and hope he gets it sorted.
Yeah, no, he's a fun driver to watch, and the rotaries are a fickle engine, but when they run right, they run strong, and they're fun. You know, it's a car guy's car. You know, I mean, you're sponsored by Toyota, but you know that other manufacturers exist. The rotary is such a unique sound, it's such a unique vibe.
It is the brop brop, right? It's you know, I can definitely appreciate it all. You know, in between the 4-cylinder, you know, 4-bangers we're running and the sprint car motors and the LSs and the 2Js and the rotaries, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's what's interesting about drifting, and we always kind of, you know, we pontificate about it and elaborate more about it, but drifting's unlike any other motorsport because you can run any engine or any chassis you want as long as it's within the parameters of Formula Drift rules, but it's pretty much run what you brung.
Just waiting for the first electric drift car now. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much are on the verge of that. You know, and that's going to be a game changer because you look at what the electric technology, you know, you have different sanction bodies that are utilizing electric engines, Formula E, or, you know, you're seeing electric rallycross cars. You know, the torque is there. It's just about the horsepower. Because the torque is so immediate and then it gets up, but it's just about, you know, immediate, like clutch kicking. How do you clutch kick in an electric car?
You build a clutch. Simple.
Oh. Simple. Oh, just science and wires. Yeah, no big deal. All right, so why don't you build one? Are you building one? Tell me right now, are you building one?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
No,
well, cool.
we're not. You know, we're sticking to our tried and tested 4-bangers, and you know, Jonathan Castro out here, who won his top 16 battle, he's my teammate. He's repping that same motor, so you know, stay tuned and listen for that 4-banger.
So the 2AR engine is what you run. That comes factory in what vehicles exactly?
It comes in, you know, the Sienna minivan. It comes in the, you know, Scion TC. It comes in some of the hybrid cars, and it's a very, you know, modern Toyota eco engine. So to be able to push that to 1,000 horsepower, it takes a lot of technology and know-how, and that's what, you know, our teams are pretty savvy with.
Yeah, and you said that. You didn't even stutter. 1,000 horsepower, 4-cylinder turbo 2AR. Here we go. This is one more time between, and that's Hamilton going into the tires. Definitely an issue there for Nate Hamilton. So Dean Carnage Carney completes the rest of the course, but Hamilton, after a really great run on the first portion, or the first battle between him and Dean, that will be
what a bummer after that previous leader run he had. That was really, really good.
An incomplete run deemed there by Nate Hamilton. So unfortunately, that's going to be an incomplete run there for Nate Hamilton. Like you said, it's just unfortunate after a really strong, I mean, to be honest, the needle was slightly towards Hamilton there on that battle, on that first battle between him and Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. He had fantastic run previously to this, and this goes to show how brutal drifting can be. You know, you sit there and you wait, and then boom, you're 20 seconds, and it's a very mental thing to be in the zone for those 20 seconds.
Yeah. Well, if you can hear, you know, we're streaming for the people in the bleachers, they know, but it's definitely windy here, so we apologize for any wind noise that's on the live stream, as, you know, you always want to make sure the tent doesn't fly away or us with it, but as you can hear the wind noise here, but we got a very stiff wind here, keeping us cool. My ankles are cold.
It'll take some wind for you to fly away, Jared. You're a
Thanks,
buff
Frederick.
guy.
Thanks, Guy. It takes a serious wind for you to fly away. Homeboy's laughing over there. Hear the fat joke. It's okay. I get it.
It's all muscles. I know.
Show you my muscle. That's not a suspect. All right, so Nate Hamilton will now lead. Dean Carney will give chase after that incomplete run there by Hamilton. That will definitely hurt his efforts in order to advance on into the Grade 8. This is our final battle of the Grade 8, mind you. We already have 7 drivers. Justin Pollock against Alex Hilbrun. And then we have Michael Essa versus the winner of this battle. And then we have Dan Burkett versus that of Jonathan Castro, and then Jeff Jones versus Forrest Wang. Here we go. Oh, and Nate Hamilton shuts her down. That's going to be all she wrote as Dean Carnage Kearney. So Nate Hamilton, looks like that'll be it for Little Tex. And you know what, this is, like you said, this is an opportunity to really make sure your car's up to snuff, because in a couple weeks, now you're running for points in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's what we see here. You know, a lot of the guys that may not have, you know, a great weekend last weekend, they're now being out here testing setups, testing their cars, and yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Hamilton, but there you have it. Dean Carnage Kearney gets the win and advances on to the Grade 8. Dean will be going against that of Michael Essa, 2013 Formula Drift champion. So our Grade 8 is set. JTP versus Alex Hilbrun, Michael Essa versus Dean Carnage Kearney, Dan Burkett versus Jonathan Castro, and Jeff Jones versus Forrest Wang. So our Grade 8 is set. Our drivers will make sure they got some fresh rubber, a full tank, and a good spirit. Frederick Osbo, thanks for hanging out, and you know, it's cool to have you out here. You know, you drive this brand new Rockstar energy drink, Nexen Tires Toyota Corolla IM, and it's a unique chassis. It's unlike any other chassis out there. You know, what kind of changes have you had to make in order to drive this vehicle?
Wow, yeah, basically everything. You know, we take a front-wheel drive car and turn it into a full-fledged rear-wheel drive pro drift car. And, you know, the team has a long history of turning these different cars into championship contenders. And our Corolla IM is very similar to the Scion TC we had previously. So my driving hasn't really changed that much, but it's definitely a new challenge. And, you know, there are some intricacies where the car is a little bit shorter, meaning it's hard for me to fill the outer zones and graze these walls. But I think we had a good first event last weekend, and I'm really, really poised for the rest of the season.
I think you said it, that you know, the way they built the Scion TC that took you to a championship was modeled around your familiarity with the Supra.
Yeah.
Right? So there's similar attributes that they took from the Supra to the TC. Are they taking TC elements to this Corolla IM?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Really? And
You're
it's all
building
about
the car
feel.
around you?
A little bit, yeah. So we measure up the center part of the car. We try and put the seating position in the same spot. We try and make it comfortable for me to drive, because at the end of the day, we have very limited test time, and you want to make the driver feel at home, and it's a very, very finicky thing to get right.
Here we go, our first battle of the Project Cars 2, Grade 8. Justin Pollock and Alex Hilbrun. Pollock comes out swinging. You see a little misstep there by Justin Pollock, by Hilbrun in that chase position. I want to look at this again. Now, Osbo, I'd love your assistance here taking a look at this, because as a driver yourself, you know, what are you looking at here? I mean, Pollock looked like he kind of had a little bit of a misstep going from the first outer zone to the second.
I'm really excited for this battle. Some of the best drivers out here tonight, and you can see they come through turn one kind of tit for tat, and then Pollock has a little bit of a hiccup right there. Hilbrun washes out but makes it. He doesn't get super close here. Lets Justin run with it a little bit, so could have been a little more aggressive there. It's hard for me to pick a winner just from this run. We'll see after the next.
Are you gunning for my job right now? You're using the same words that I use. It's so funny how that verbiage, right? The tit for tat. It's there's drinking games based around what I say, right? You know, like
I know.
If I say tit for tat, or if I say hiccup or gremlins. So there's certain vernacular. There's a certain vernacular that Ryan and I have created over the years, but it's
called
funny.
Brainwashing. Been listening to you for 8 years, you know?
Right. Baywatching? Nice. All right, so here we go. Alex Hilbrun will lead. It's really going to come down to this, because I think Pollock had a really good effort, but as you said, he had a hiccup. Hilbrun kind of washed out, but he came back. So I think, you know, Hilbrun's the guy to beat. I mean, if you look at last night, he had the most runs last night, but Pollock, he could get really possessed here if he doesn't beat himself. I think that's the big thing to make up here. All right, here we go. Hilbrun initiates. Pollock in chase. Out to that touch and go. And see, there it is. Hilbrun gets out to outer zone. Great execution by Hilbrun. A lot more composure from Hilbrun in that lead position. Pollock, kind of a straight line there towards the door of Hilbrun, and there you go across the finish line, and that was that execution we're talking about, where Hilbrun gains the composure, says, boom, I kind of have an advantage here because he knows he's going to be out front. He's got the clean air, and he puts his car in the right place and with that initiation and that impact. What do you say?
Totally. I mean, this is, I would say it looks like Alex has a little bit of an upper hand. Still a really close battle to call, you know, and they're you know, Justin's right there staying with him. Has a little bit of a hiccup right there, going straight for a split second. So, you know, we'll see what the judges say here.
Yeah, that correction, I think, will really just, that's just a definitive moment. You know, you can kind of modulate the car and really kind of work it in there, but if it's not door to door and then if it straightens out, game over, unfortunately for Pollock. So, but, you know, Alex Hilbrun, he got second place last weekend. He got second place last night. Looking at him as a competitor, is he a contender for a championship? I mean, we're only one round in, but a car is a car, driver's a driver. Real quick, let's go to the verdict. Again, the winner advancing on to the Final Four. Hilbrun's going to the Final Four, taking a, oh, look at that. We got a one more time there from Andy. So Andy saying one more time, but majority rules. Alex Hilbrun is going to the finals. But yeah, so again, back to the question. We're only one round in. Car, driver, Hilbrun,
so
contender.
Alex came through the ranks of the Formula Drift Pro-Am or Pro 2 series, and he was a threat to be reckoned with even back then. You know, we all watched him basically dominate in Pro 2, and coming into Pro, we expected him to really do well last year. It didn't quite happen that way. He had some strong results, but I think this year he's on a mission.
Yeah.
He proved it last weekend, he proved it last night, and I think he's definitely going for gold this year.
Did you see him rise through the Pro-Am ranks? Did you go out to some of the Just Drift events or any of that? Or did he kind of just come on the Pro 2, you're like, who is this dude?
So I try and pay attention online. I didn't actually go and see the Pro-Am events, but you know, him coming into Pro 2 was a big eye-opener and, you know, very inspiring as well. He had a lightning fast car and, you know, brought that car into the Pro League. So definitely excited to see him run.
Do you modify your driving style if you're going against a former champion versus somebody that's somebody like Alex Hilbrun? You know, do you kind of modulate your driving style?
Not in the lead position, because the lead is all about putting down good qualifying runs.
All right, so we'll get back to that in a moment. Dan Burkett initiating. Jonathan Castro, as you said, your Toyota Racing teammate, as Castro really trying to navigate behind this Toyota Supra. Dan Burkett not getting all the way out to the outside zone, but now Castro right there in the chase position. So I want to look at this again. I see a big smile on your face there, and that's what Castro needs. I think he needs more track time. You know, not against, you know, yeah, go ahead, take a look. What do you see here?
100%. It's really cool seeing Castro come here and chase that close, and Brad Dan as well, you know, driving one of my favorite cars, the Supra, but look at this really close from Castro. He lets go a little bit, does a transition behind Burkett, and then comes back in, and it's a little bit of a shimmy coming out of the last turn, but that was a really strong chase.
Yeah, it's good. And Dan Burkett, this is his Formula Drift rookie year. Talking about pro, he earned his pro license competing last year in Pro 2, as you said, similar to that of Alex Hilbrun. You know, we allow, or basically, you know, they earn 5 pro licenses when they compete and finish top 5 in Pro 2. So Dan Burkett, one of those drivers from last year to this year. And as you said, Toyota Supra, iconic car, one of your favorite cars. It's where you cut your teeth. You know, Dan Burkett, what do you make of his driving and his vehicle?
Really cool. One of those guys with, you know, a ton of style, both on track and off track.
Right.
So really cool seeing him run, and, you know, 2 of my favorite cars right there right now.
Yeah,
so
right. That's kind of past, present, future, right, for you.
Yep.
So, all right, here we go. So Castro out front, Burkett giving chase. Who's going to the Final Four against Alex Hilbrun? Castro initiates. Here comes Burkett falling back, and that will be all she wrote as long as Castro keeps it sideways through the entirety of the course. And Castro, who struggled last night, is now finding himself. Are you kidding me? Well, another scenario where Castro, he had an issue on that last battle. Castro taking out, Castro will be going against the winner between Jones and Wang. But he had an issue there on that last battle against Yuha.
Yeah, it's I think they're having some kind of issue getting out of the last turn. But if you look at the duration of the straightening, obviously Dan had a longer hiccup coming out of the first turn. But you know, we'll see what the judges say, and yeah.
It's gonna default back to that first run. They both had an incomplete run there on the second, and now Jonathan Castro advances on. You know, kudos to him, the Toyota Racing.
Absolutely.
And you know, the Jordan Metaldom Toyota GT86 on Nexon tires. But Castro advances on. Fortunately, he had a strong chase run on that first run, so we'll see how he does. But right now you can see Dean Carnage Carney, he's scrubbing that front tires. Is that something you do as well? That he seems like the only dude that's really doing that, kind of sketching his front tires.
So, you know, the front heat up that we're seeing here is basically a measure to try and get some heat in the front tires,
Right.
and people do it in different ways. It's basically a way of getting confidence in the tires. Not so much necessarily actually heating them up, but knowing that they're there and that they will grip. And a lot of people wouldn't really think. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily believe me when I say that these cars have a lot of understeer.
Yeah.
They have a lot of push, and that's why we want to make sure they will steer when you initiate into the first turn.
All right, so now we are revisiting. So I mistakenly said Castro will go against Alex Hilbrun, but I'm incorrect. Castro will go against the winner of Jeff Jones versus Forrest Wang. And Jeff Jones, we have not seen him in competition this evening because he got an automatic bye in the top 16. Awesome. My son just scored a goal in soccer, so congratulations to him. He's playing soccer out in Arizona, so
Congrats.
awesome. Yep, so he's stoked. Dean Carnage Carney, Michael Essa. All right, here we go. Now, Dean Carnage Carney out front. Michael Essa giving chase. Dean sans that back wing, working the course, ping-ponging through Michael Essa. A great job as Achilles radial smoke fills the streets of Long Beach. Great execution by Dean out front, but a solid chase job there by Essa. Osbo, what say you?
It's crazy seeing Dean's car without a wing now. I wonder how many wings he goes through per season. You know, scraping the wall right there, not making it. He's quite close right there. Essa comes in close, chases really well behind him here. And then Essa does the transition a little too early. Has to basically extend the drift all the way into the last turn. It has a little hiccup, but still a strong chase.
Looks like a fucking piece of bologna. Right. All right, so here we go as we are seeing Dean Carnage Carney. As you said, using those wings like, I mean, he uses them like toilet paper. He uses them like tires, man. It's it's pretty insane what he does here. And now Essa will lead. I gotta say, the needle's kind of going towards Dean Carnage Carney.
Yeah, and Dean's been doing well here on this track before. He can be really fast in between the two outer zones here. We'll see if he'll do that behind Essa now and chase really close in that section, which is a really heavily weighted section in the chase, and definitely two strong drivers here.
Yeah. Here we go, Michael Essa out front, Dean Carnage Carney in that chase position. And Essa does not, wow, look at the smoke show of Michael Essa. Cotton balls billowing out the back of that Essa Autosports Achilles Radial BMW, but Dean not phased. Great composure there by Dean Carney in that chase position. I see a smile on your face, man. I feel like you're a fan right now.
Oh, absolutely. I just know how hard it is to look through that smoke. You know, you look at Carney here, you know, Essa's pouring it on, and there is Dean in the smoke. Great lead run by Essa, and Dean makes it out alive. Wow.
Yeah, makes it out alive is a statement. That's kind of putting it lightly. And when you're a chase driver and you see that amount of smoke, what goes through your mind?
So what I try and do is I try and use muscle memory. So I count. So I try and establish some kind of rhythm in practice. And when you do get caught in the smoke, I count 1, 2, 3 here. And then you pray that that point is the right point to turn out.
Here it is. Dean Carnage Carney gets Brian's verdict and his vote. Ryan and Andy say Dean Carney gets the win and advances on to the Final Four. 3 drivers in the Final Four. See you guys. All right, so now one more battle left of the Great 8, already in the Final Four. Alex Hilbrun, Dean Carnage Carney, Jonathan Castro, and now Forrest Wang and Jeff Jones. Our final battle of, again, the Great 8. We're joined by another Formula Drift driver, our defending champion, 3-time Formula Drift champion. You guys have seen battle against each other. Chris the Force Forsberg. Chris, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. No, just super pumped to be out here in Long Beach watching Super Drift. These guys are killing it, putting on a huge show for the crowd here. And yeah, just psyched to watch some drifting for the first time in a while.
I feel both of you guys kind of have these smiles on your faces. One, maybe because you're not driving. These guys are risking their cars. 2, because it's Long Beach, man. It's windy, it's cold, but you get to kind of just chill and enjoy the exciting action.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously love drifting. We love seeing cars sideways and throwing out smoke, so let's see it happen.
Here we go, Forrest Wang versus Jeff Jones. Wang, big angle there. Jeff Jones trying to chase him down. He gets to the center of the track there from Jones, that supercharged LS. Forrest Wang filling all of those rear clipping zones. Great execution by Wang. Jones really struggling there to hang with Wang, but Wang putting his car in the right places. And you have a storied past with Forrest Wang, but right there he puts down some big angles, some big smoke, and he's really known for that, and he gets that spicy Zestino on there.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely threw it down. He hit all the zones, big angle, big smoke, and Jeff Jones looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with his car. He comes down the middle of the course, and you can tell that he's struggling to keep up with Forrest, hitting all those zones, and it's obviously looking into the favor of Forrest Wang right now.
So Jeff Jones, I got to say a bit of a disadvantage there. Jeff Jones, somebody you've seen, Chris Forsberg, you spent a lot of time here in Southern California, and now you've made you went to Maryland for 5 years, and now you're back. You've seen him really kind of develop as a driver.
Yeah, I actually first met Jeff Jones back in 2006, I think. He's a killer, he's a ripper, and I love seeing him progress through the years. And now he's a Formula Drift Pro 1, and he's always been out there kicking ass, and we love seeing him do really well.
Yeah, it's fun seeing those drivers really develop, really polish their programs, and Jeff Jones, one of those guys that I think really raises some eyebrows because he could really upset. He's kind of a dark horse. So
Absolutely.
Jeff Jones right now, he needs to throw it down. Forrest Wang in that chase position. Here comes Jones out to touch and go. Does not get all the way out there, and there, he really does not make it out. So it seems that Jeff Jones having a tough go right now because he does not get out to the touch and go, which isn't a big issue, but does not fill that rear clipping zone. And with that dominant run out front, I mean, that was a solid run by Forrest Wang. Frederick?
Yeah, absolutely. And, seeing Forrest back here, he's been taking a little bit of a break over the last, I guess off-season. He planned that he was gonna call it quits, but seeing him out here, really cool.
Yeah, he kind of has this very signature style. And, again, Jeff Jones, we talked about him. Chris Forsberg, watching some of these guys, are you taking notes on some of these drivers out here? I mean, the Final Four is about to be established, but Alex Hilbrun, Dean Kearney, Jonathan Castro, and now it looks like Forrest Wang. But are you taking notes on something like this when you're kind of spectating?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime we're watching these guys rip, we want to see how their driving style is and what we can learn from them, and, going on to the next rounds. But obviously, as we watch this round, Jeff Jones looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with his car. Forrest Wang did a great job mimicking behind him, staying on the tight line, keeping that left foot brake down, and continuing with the angle and the throttle to finish off the run and get the win.
Forrest Wang gets the win and advances on. Our final four is set. Forrest Wang will be going against Jonathan Castro, Alex Hilbrun versus Dean Carnage Carney. When we come back, our final four is set. Again, Hilbrun versus Carney. We're talking about the Inca Madness Racing versus the Irish. Dominican Republic versus Hawaii's own Forrest Wang. When we come back, Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge continues here. Turns 9, 10, 11 of the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. When we come back.
When I was a kid, I wanted to touch the skies.
I wanted to invent things.
I wanted to protect others.
I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to make a difference.
I knew that one day I would be the difference.
I am a special missions aviator.
Clinical nurse.
Pararescueman.
I'm Captain Chris Niels, and we are American Airmen.
See more at airforce.com.
When you love your car, you wish you could check on it anytime, from anywhere. Blackview cloud-connected dash cams let you do just that. Your Blackview keeps you informed of status changes through alert messages. So when something unusual happens to your car, you can visualize it on your phone with Remote Live View and stop worrying. Blackview over the cloud. Me and my car connected. Find yours at blackview.com.
Then we actually run.
Welcome back. The final four is set, and we are ready to do battle. We have two champion drivers. Chris Forsberg, this is a microphone. You got to talk into it there. Two champion drivers. Frederick Osbo, 2015 champion, and Chris Forsberg, 2016, 14, 09, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
that's
so
right.
here we go. Dean Carnage Carney, Alex Hilbrun. Woo! Look at Hilbrun initiating
man.
right to the door of the Dodge Viper. Dean getting out of that touch and go. Transitioning under the bridge. Alex Hilbrun right there. Dean Carnage Carney. Great execution. He saws the wing. You know he did battle at the wall. Hilbrun got second last weekend and last night. Here we go, Hilbrun around that final clip. Great execution.
Man.
These guys.
Oh man.
Forsberg, Forsberg, you're saying, oh man.
That was a picture perfect chase run right there from Alex Hilbrun. He was on his door the entire time, never surpassed the front wheels, and Dean Carney, he was in the right places. He was hitting the outer zones pretty wide, but Hilbrun right there the entire time.
It even goes deeper into the second outer, which is a pretty hairy thing to do, so definitely showing dominance here.
I love this. I love this commentary. This is actually really cool. Usually I'm just talking to Ryan Sage, and I'm talking to two, 4 championships between you two guys. So seeing your enthusiasm really speaks volumes of, let's go, what is respect for other drivers, right?
Yeah, of course. We love drifting. That's why we're here. We love watching these guys slide sideways. But, then again, we like to drive as well, so we want to be out there on track. But this is a special situation. Frederick and I sitting here watching these guys tear up the track, and we're having an awesome time.
And I heard you guys talking about, your cars and your engines and what's going on. Chris, you're pretty transparent about your Nissan packages and what's going on there. But, you're prepping, you're going through Orlando. Like I said, you're checking out the competition here.
Yeah.
But what other things do you prep in the off season? Frederick, for you and for Chris, what do you do in the off season to really prep for the championship? Osmo?
So we've built a new car, but we kept the engine the same, whereas I believe Chris did it
the very opposite.
way, right? So kept the car, built a new engine. Why don't you fill us in on how, what's going on with that?
Yeah, so it's funny that when you put it that way, same engine, new chassis, but we are same chassis, new engine. So I have always wanted to put the V6 back into the Z, and we're really excited about that, and we're getting it all nailed down. But let's watch some drifting.
Right on, attaboy, Chris. Here we go, Alex Hilbrun, Dean Carney. Look at that, Alex getting out to that touch and go. Let's see how he does. Not as deep in that first rear clipping zone now, pulling away some separation here. I just had some words with Michael S. He talked about Dean here on the execution, on that chase position, wraps it around. So Dean, you saw that hesitation there, a little bit of reservation, maybe not finding the right gear around that final clip. And, something looks so simple around that final clip, that could end up being the nail in the coffin for you. Osmo?
Yeah, absolutely. And as you come around, the first couple turns here, you can see Dean trying to stay close. He kind of gets left behind a little bit into the 2 outers here. Alex is super dialed, and then I think Dean's still trying to catch up, and he does the transition a little too early, has to wrap around, and kind of shuts it down. So
yeah, you saw the car almost hiccup.
Yeah, absolutely. He dove in a little too early, trying to close the ground into the final hairpin, but that did choke him off, getting around that final inner clipping point, and it left him to, a lot slower exit versus Alex Hilbrun.
Chris, I asked this question to Frederick Osmo, and there you go. Alex Hilbrun's going to the finals once again. That's a three-peat from last weekend, last night, and tonight. Hilbrun going for a potential second place or a potential first place. He wants to better it, man. He's tired of being a
got second place 2 times in a row.
Oh,
Let's
man,
see
I
if he
can't
can do
wait
better.
to get second place again. I just want to get 3 second places, right? I mean, but I asked this to Osmo. Hilbrun, he's looking like he's on fire.
He's a killer.
The car is running strong.
He has always been a killer, but he had a little bit of issue kind of diving into the Pro 1 field last year. But you can definitely see that he is a whole new driver this year. He's got a whole new chassis actually, and he's doing great.
Chris, what's your favorite part of Long Beach Grand Prix, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach?
Oh, man, my favorite part of Long Beach Grand Prix has to be just this downtown atmosphere, all the people hanging out, just having a good time. And we love to see drifting under the lights on a Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah,
it's great.
I mean, the Indy cars, now Can-Ams,
yep.
The history here.
Absolutely.
How crazy is that for you, being an East Coast kid, now drifting on a stage like this, on just something so fun and being part of, motorsports overall? We'll get to that question. Hold that thought.
I was going to say, let's
Here
hold
we go.
that.
Our second battle of the Final Four. Jonathan Castro, Forrest Wang, Castro, Giroux, Metal Dom. And there you have it. So transitioning into that first rear clipping zone. Castro ripping through the course. Forrest Wang hanging tough. And around that final clip, nothing big, nothing just massive as far as standout. Nothing like saying like bing bong, like somebody has an advantage. Forsberg, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Castro, he's always really fast in the lead. He's doing great, and Forrest Wang's doing a pretty good job keeping up with him. But yeah, I'd have to say a little bit of dominance here from Jonathan Castro. Not exactly filling out the zones as much as we'd like to see, and that's obviously giving a little bit of a disadvantage to him, especially with Forrest Wang chasing not being as close. So we'd like to see Forrest being a little closer, but we'd also like to see Castro filling out those zones, giving a better chaseable lead.
All right, just taking a look here, as third place will be dictated by qualifying, even though it was a randomization, computer randomization. It looks like Dean Carnage Carney will be getting third place, as Forrest Wang qualified 11th, Jonathan Castro 10th. As the judges are jokingly handing it over to Chris Forsberg, the judging sheets.
So hey, I mean, what can I say? I like watching drifting, you know, just been doing it for a while, but this is obviously a good time. We like to see these guys throw it down, and we're about to see it again.
Forrest Wang out front, Jonathan Castro really applying the pressure. Big angle from Wang, Castro, and he bit off more than he could chew, but Forrest Wang gets it out to outer zone. And, oh man, Castro was really going for the gusto. Looks like the Zestino bit back. It's just too spicy for Jonathan
He got
Castro.
a little too excited there. He was on his door through turn one, and it looked exciting, but he got lost in the smoke, transitioned too early, and was just coming down the middle of that power alley.
All right, yeah, I mean, let's look at this again. I mean, here, oh, look at that, tapping the outside clipping zone wall to wall for Forrest Wang. I mean, if you're a chase driver, Frederick, it's a hard act to follow.
It really is, and you know, when Forrest pours on the angle, you know, like he did coming out of turn 9, it's really hard to follow that. And, you know, if you get choked up a little bit in the chase position, you can see Castro left for braking. He doesn't transition way too early there. He comes in a totally different line, but somehow makes it out. So a little bit of a man on fire moment there with Castro trying to reel him in, but yeah, it didn't quite work out, did it?
Yeah, I mean, Castro did his best. You can see that he was right on his door, left foot braking, trying to stay with them, but I think he transferred off the throttle. If he would have stayed in the gas and transitioned slowly with him across the center line, he could have stayed with him, pushed all the way wide, had the same speed, and we would have sealed the deal and got the win.
All right, so unfortunately, I think they're going to slide left, and there you have it. Forrest Wang gets the winner, unfortunately for Castro. Fortunately for Forrest Wang. Forrest Wang's going to the finals, and Alex Hilbrun has seen it again. He got second place last night. He got second place last weekend at round 1 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras, and tonight he's going for the win. But Alex Hilbrun will be battling Forrest Wang in the finals. Dean Carnage Carney grabs third place due to his number 5 qualifying randomization position. Who's going to get the number 1 spot here tonight? The Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. We'll find out who it'll be. Alex Hilbrun, the Inca Madness Racing Monster BMW on Nitto Tires, or Forrest Wang. He's getting nuts in just a little bit here in the finals of the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, the new Nosferatu drink. Oh, Kyle Busch. Oh, cash, credit, or debit?
Well, man, I'm fresh out, but it is my drink.
Oh, I mean, not really. I mean, it's more my drink.
I'll trade you my hat.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Get rowdy.
Limits are meant to be pushed. It's the only way progress is made. Some prefer to pace themselves. But I choose to floor it. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
When you love your car, you wish you could check on it anytime, from anywhere. Blackview cloud-connected dash cams let you do just that. Your Blackview keeps you informed of status changes through alert messages. So when something unusual happens to your car, you can visualize it on your phone with Remote Live View and stop worrying. Black View over the cloud. Me and my car connected. Find yours at blackview.com.
The Falcon Wild Peak MT tire features step-down supports to enhance stability and handling while preventing stones from becoming trapped in the grooves. Be ready for any terrain with the Falcon Wild Peak MT.
Oh, wow. You're Kyle Busch.
Yeah. Hi.
And that is the new Nas Rowdy drink?
That's it.
Can I get a picture?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Get rowdy. What's up, guys? Ryan Turk here, and I'm really pumped to announce that we're bringing on my good friend Chris Forsberg on the Team Black Magic. Woo! Let's make it official, bro.
When I was a kid, I wanted to touch the skies.
I wanted to invent things.
I wanted to protect others.
I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to make a difference.
I knew that one day I would be the difference.
I am a special missions aviator.
Clinical nurse.
Pararescueman.
I'm Captain Chris Niels, and we are American Airmen.
See more at airforce.com.
Welcome back, Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. The finals are here, and it looks like we're going to party here on a Saturday night. We got the concert going, but up front and center, Alex Hilbrun, Forrest Wang for a Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge finale here on the 2017 installment. Last night it was Matt Field, Alex Hilbrun, and Forrest Wang. Now the order has changed. Who's going to come out on top? Well, Dean Carnage Carney's already locked in third due to his qualifying position. But who comes out on top? Will Hilbrun be another bridesmaid? Forsberg, he was second place last weekend at round 1 of our Black Magic Pro Championship presented by Blackview Dash Cameras. Forrest Wang was third place. Forrest Wang does not compete in the Formula Drift Pro Championship, but Hilbrun, on paper, he seems like the guy to beat, but Forrest Wang just put down a very dominant run, very signature style.
Yeah, Forrest Wang's always doing great in the lead run. He's always putting his car out to the outer zones. Big angle, big smoke. But Alex Hilbrun, he's a killer. He's on fire. He's 2 second places in a row. Let's see what he can do this weekend.
Here we go. Hilbrun out front. Forrest Wang in the chase position. Hilbrun out to the touch and go. Transitions. Great execution by Hilbrun. Utilizing all the track as Hilbrun lined up the Nitto tires. Transition around that final clip. Forrest Wang a little bit of struggling there on the front end of it. Forsberg, as a driver, I'd really like to see, your analyzation of this run here. Hilbrun strong out front.
Yeah, Hilbrun totally killing it. He's hitting all the zones, big smoke, big throttle, but Forrest is surprisingly close. You would think that he would be falling a little bit behind, having a little too much angle, but he is actually compensating very well. A little on the inside, transitions a little late there, getting the extra dive on the hairpin and keeping up about a car length behind on the final hairpin. But Hilbrun, 100% killer lead run. Forrest on point, keeping up with him through that plume of smoke.
I think it's really going to come down to how do you chase Forrest Wang? It seems to be the reoccurring theme. Forrest Wang went through Castro, and Wang went through Jeff Jones. People are struggling on how to chase Forrest Wang, and if you've done competition with him before, he has a very stylish, smoky, big angle, and it's not the fastest, but it just is styling.
Yeah, absolutely. Forrest Wang's style definitely comes true here to the Long Beach course. Wall to wall to wall, all the way through this course. And he really lays it down, and he puts people into a corner coming out of turn 1. Not intentionally, but just in the fact of the way he drives, big angle, big throttle, and it pinches them off, and they get blinded by the smoke. They transfer poorly coming down the chute, and they lose the run. So let's see how Hilbrun takes it.
Here we go, the finals are here. Forrest Wang gets out to the touch and go, taps the wall, transitions in. Hilbrun, that's what I was talking about. He really cannot. That wheel speed of Forrest Wang creates a lot of smoke, a lot of excitement. It allows him to let it hang out there as we are seeing the blinders, and we are seeing some contact there. So, Forrest Wang out of the gate when we could see the cars clear cut from this angle.
See, and this is exactly what I was talking about. I just said it 10 seconds before. Forrest Wang, big angle, comes into touch and go turn 1, bangs the wall, puts him into a pinch, comes down the center chute. Alex Hilbrun trying to regain the ground, catches up, gets back onto his door, and right here he dives in through the smoke, a little on the inside. And it's really difficult to see here. I don't want to make any claims. I'm going to let the judges take it into their hands as to who's at fault here.
Yeah, so, you're looking at it again here. Watch Forrest. His wheel speed just creates so much smoke and just that forward propulsion gets him to that other wall, but Alex just could not handle it. Is that car setup or is that driving style?
It's a little bit of everything. And like Forrest, he went a little too, I would like to say that he went a little too deep into turn 1. He hits the outer zone. It bobbles him a little bit. You see him grab the brake and the e-brake a little bit going into outer zone 1 when he should be full throttle all the way through. Hilbrun comes through a little off that zone, regaining that ground. However, he should be back on point, back door to door by the time he gets to outer zone 2, but then he makes that mistake shortly after that going into the hairpin. So it's really up to the judges on where they see the fault.
So as you can see, Hilbrun looks like he will be getting towed off, but he won't be towed far because we do have a winner. So our winners are here. Our winners are here, and we will be announcing them right here, front and center. You can see the backdrop. Hey, did you guys have fun out here in Long Beach? For the hardcore fans that stuck around, thanks for enjoying the cold. Make some noise for all our drivers out here. Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge 2017. It's been fun. Again, Matt Field last night taking the victory. Alex Hilbrun and Forrest Wang. Looks like Forrest will be back on the podium as well as Hilbrun, but they're joined by Exchange Matt Field for Dean Carnage Carney in that third position. Chris Forsberg, it's great to have some dialogue with you. A Formula Drift veteran since day one of the inception of Formula Drift, and I'm sure you're looking forward to Orlando.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really looking forward to round 2 in Orlando. I would have loved to have been out here driving this evening, but it's difficult to get everything together and run 2 weekends in a row. But very happy to be up here and helping out with any sort of commentary that I can. And we love watching drifting, so it's actually very nice to sit up here and watch some drifting for a change.
I know. I wish I could watch a drift event as well. I feel like we're working, but I'd love to grab a beer and just hang out and watch it. But this is the next best thing outside of the stress that you guys endure. So thank you for your insight and your feedback.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge is coming to an end. Thank you to Chris Forsberg. We're going to hit the Pike Bar here in just a little bit on Cherry and 4th. And again, let's give out these trophies, or I should say, Frederick Osbo. Let's give out these trophies. One of the Motegi Racing drivers and that Rockstar Energy drink. Nexen Tires Toyota Corolla IM. So let's find out what's going to happen here as we are. So Ryan Sage, you're rejoining me here, and some great insight from the drivers. It's really enjoyable.
It's really great to get their perspective and see what they see from this side of the table as opposed to actually being in the car, and they can certainly take that on-track experience and give us some really good clues to what's going on out there. Great competition here tonight. We really saw a lot of drivers really push it out there, even though that a lot of these competition cars are going to be used in the coming weeks as we head to Orlando. So a great 1-2 punch from Friday as Matt Field took the win. We've got a new winner here tonight, and it's just been a great celebration of drifting overall and being here underneath the lights in downtown Long Beach. Thanks so much to the Grand Prix of Long Beach for letting us do this, and super excited to close one out here in 2017.
All right, so I'm seeing, do we have all the drivers down there? I'm seeing 2 vehicles, and we saw Alex Hilbrun being towed off. Is Alex down there, though? Are we seeing Alex Hilbrun down there? All right, so again, we do have 3rd place. We do have a winner. And we are trying to find Alex Hilbrun, as you said, or as we saw, he got towed off. So we got Frederick Osbo down there with the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge trophies. Let's give out our 3rd place trophy. Our 3rd place finisher here at the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. Saturday Night Lights in the Oracle Lighting Achilles Radial Dodge Viper. 3rd place is Dean Carnage Carney. Dean Carney grabbing that 3rd place position. Congratulations to you. All right, as we are trying to find out exactly where Alex Hilbrun is, we saw his car being towed off, but now just awaiting the driver. It was an exciting competition, as Ryan Sage said, last night into this evening. As you can see, Forrest Wang waits patiently as we do have a winner and a great performance here by all the drivers. The vehicles will be on display tomorrow, Ryan?
Yeah, those that are sticking around will definitely be on display in the arena hanging out for tomorrow's IndyCar race and all the festivities here at the Long Beach Grand Prix. So good times all around as we finish up here tonight, and just waiting for Alex Hilbrun to they're running through. We're hearing right now that they're coming through the chute as we speak to head down for the trophy ceremony. And it turned out to be a little bit of a brisk, windy night here.
Yeah, definitely got cold here under the lights, but a fun battle. Just all killer, no filler, no big, hang-ups as far as carnage going through, but some great driving. All right, here we go. Let's give out some trophies. I see him running. Look at that. Make a round of applause for Alex Hilbrun there doing battle. Inca Madness Racing, and your winner here at the Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach here at turns 9, 10, 11. Your winner is Forrest Wang. Forrest Wang is your winner here at Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. Congratulations, Frederick Osbo hands him the trophy. And now, second place. 3 times in a row, buddy. It's not bad. You'd rather have 3 in a row than none in a row. Your second place finisher, Alex Hilbrod in the Inca Madness Racing Nitto Tires BMW. Thanks for joining us here. Motegi Racing Super Drift Challenge. There is your podium. That is Wang, Hilbrun, Dean Carnage Carney. Next time we'll see you online, we'll be at Orlando Speedway. On behalf of the whole staff, Ryan Sage, I'm Jared Deanda. Thank you to the judges, Chris Forsberg, Frederick Oswald for all the insight. Again, I'm Jared Deanda. We'll see you online, and we'll see you another time. Send it. We'll see you at round 2 in Orlando. Go to FormulaD.com for any and all information.
When you love your car, you wish you could check on it anytime, from anywhere. Blackview cloud-connected dash cams let you do just that. Your Blackview keeps you informed of status changes through alert messages. So when something unusual happens to your car, you can visualize it on your phone with Remote Live View and stop worrying. Blackview over the cloud. Me and my car connected. Find yours at blackview.com.
The Falcon Wild Peak MT tire features step-down supports to enhance stability and handling while preventing stones from becoming trapped in the grooves. Be ready for any terrain with the Falcon Wild Peak MT.
Limits are meant to be pushed. It's the only way progress is made. Some prefer to pace themselves. But I choose to floor it. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.